Okay, so what I decided to do here was take a little video. I wanted to demonstrate how this right here, this zip tie, is the best thing that you could possibly use to check your valves and to remove shims and have shim access. So I know on this setup here, by looking at my diagram, I know that I have to replace a couple of shims. I have to put a 2675 here, and then I need to move the 27 that's there to the number 1 intake from the 1 exhaust. And then the other shim that I have to change is number 3. That's over here. The number 3 intake, which needs the 275. So luckily enough, I only had to find a shim, and I did find a 265 at the dealer. Luckily they still had one. He said it had been around the shop for more than 5 years now. He never even knew what they were, which is kind of funny. So what you're going to do is you're going to utilize the spark plug hole. And you can see right now that the valve is not pressed because the cam lobe is up. So all that's necessary to do this operation here is that I'm going to advance the motor, and I'm going to get it to where you can see the bucket going down right there. I'm going to get it at its deepest, and then you can look in the spark plug hole and you can see the valve right there. So now I'm going to take this piece of plastic here, and it just perfectly fits in the valve. And now when I take the pressure off of the spring bucket, it stays in place with the piece, and now I can get that shim out of there. And on that little notch I can get in there, and boom, the shim is pried up and it has clearance. Put the fell back in the seat. There we go, the shim is up. And voila, the shim is out. And you can see that this one is the 270. And I'm going to switch over, so I'm going to keep it here. Because that 270 needs to go there. I'm going to take this 265. That's the old one, that's the 270, I can see it right there. Some oil on this one. And there is, yeah, there's 265A. And you always put the number down. And the shim doesn't always sit in there perfectly. I'd have to put it on, but now you can see it's completely set. And now I'm going to move over to this one, which is the one, the number 1 intake, which gets the next shim. As you release as you bring back pressure on the valve shim, the plastic comes free. So how sweet is that? Super easy. No tool, no interference, no nothing like that. So now we need to come here. There's pressure on the bucket. And there's my intake valve. You can see it on the other side. And I'm going to take the plastic over here. I'm going to slide it in and under the valve. I mean, it is that simple, folks, right there. It's firmly under. I'm going to put the pressure back on the bucket, and I now have clearance for my shim. I can come in here and find the notch. There's the notch. And the shim's up. And the shim is out. And this shim is a 275, and that's what I need to go over to 3 intakes. So the numbers are working out great for me here. So I'm now going to take the 270 that I measured, and you put it number down, and it looks like it's in there correctly, and it is. So now I can take the pressure back on and remove that piece. And it's out. I mean, just amazing how easy that is. So now I come over to the other side, and I can now see the valve right there, and the zip tie will fit right on it. Right on it. Okay. So the zip tie's in, and I can now release the pressure. And there's that. And now I gotta find the bucket section. There's the way to get the shim out. The shim's up. And that shim's a 280, and it needs the 275 that I took out right here. And I'll slide it back in. And this one fell a little bit below, so we'll drop it back up in there. Do be careful and make sure that it's fitting completely in the bucket. It looks like it is. I just look around the edge here, and that baby is fully seated. Now I can put the pressure back on it. Oop, went too far. Absolutely the easiest way to get access to your shims, without a doubt.